Okay, let's do this example. We have the integral of the cube root of x squared, and we're integrating with respect to x. So the trick for this problem is to rewrite it first. So because we're rewriting and we're not integrating yet, we still have to write the integral sign. And basically, this can be written as x to a power as follows. So it's x, and it's going to be this number here over this number here. It's always this number over this number. So it'll be 2/3, and then we have the dx. So again, it's always this number over this number. If you ever forget, just go back to the simple example of the square root of x. You might have this memorized as x to the 1/2. And there's a 1 here, and there's an implied 2 here. So it's 1/2, 1/2, 1/2, 1/2. So it's just a really easy trick until you end up memorizing it's always this number over this number. Okay, now that we have it written as x to a power, we can integrate using the power rule. So at this point, we'll drop the integral sign, we'll drop the dx, and then it's x. And then to figure out what goes here, you basically take this number and you add 1. So it's 2/3 plus 1. That's really 2/3 plus 3/3. That's going to be equal to 5/3. So to the 5/3. And then we divide by 5/3, right? The rule says you add 1 and then divide by 5/3. And then you add your constant of integration, capital C. So you add 1 to this, write the result, and divide. And I could have skipped this step. Remember, when you divide by a fraction, you're really multiplying by the reciprocal. So it's really 3/5 x to the 5/3, and then plus our constant of integration, capital C. So pretty simple. Again, the key step, I think, is start off by rewriting it. So it's this number over this number, and then just apply the power rule when you get here. So you take the 2/3 and you add 1 to it. So 2/3 plus 1 is really 2/3 plus 3/3, which is 5/3. And then you divide by 5/3, but that's the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal of 5/3, which is 3/2.